trends nowadays, no new item is the first of its kind anymore, unless we'd be going out in like some weird astronaut suit. Everything has been done before. All trends now are trends that have been inspired from another era. So those pieces are out there, and if anything, we can offer the originals.
Adopting a circular business model is arguably the most sustainable way forward for the fashion industry. We met with Eliza Batten, co-founder of The Cirkel, a circular fashion platform where you sell your pre-loved clothes and can buy designer pre-loved pieces. What is so impressive about this company is that all garments are professionally cleaned using eco-friendly technology. And to keep things as circular as possible, you can return a bought item within 6 months and receive a voucher worth up to 70% off the original price to spend on something new, allowing you to refresh your wardrobe while still being sustainable. A sustainable business doesn't get more circular than this.
Do you want to give us a short kind of summary of what The Cirkel actually is?
Sure. So The Cirkel is an online sustainable resale platform for women's wear. You can sell through us or buy from us. I think the main aim at The Cirkel is to convert more people to shopping secondhand by elevating the online consumer experience. So we do this by using professional photography and models in order to try and compete with where you'd shop new. And we also make selling really hassle-free by doing all the work for you, which hopefully will be able to unlock more items from people's wardrobes and get them into circulation.
Amazing. And obviously we have quite a lot of, platforms like Depop and Vinted. What kind of sets The Cirkel aside?
I think, and I still use Depop, and I have used Vinted, and I think the problem is, as I grew up and got older, I just didn't have the time for it, and I think the average person just doesn't have the time to commit to going to and from the post office themselves, doing all the uploading, the marketing, and so we want to alleviate all those challenges and all those obstacles as to why people wouldn't sell their clothes by doing all that for you. So you give us all your clothes and then leave the rest to us, and we'll just give you your payouts at the end.
I love this. And your kind of sustainable journey, how did you kind of get to this point?
Actually, yeah, I actually didn't get into secondhand with the sustainability as a reason. It was actually more economical. So in second year of uni, I just started selling clothes. I started buying from charity shops and flipping them just to make extra cash. So that's how I sort of got my Depop going. And then I realised I could sell my own clothes as well for cash, and then I realised I could get brands I liked for cheaper. So actually I came from a total bargain hunter, how can I make money? Starting this business, I realised the sustainable impacts too and how significant that it is.
And you're the co-founder, so how did your kind of co-founder reach out and find you? It's quite an interesting story.
Yeah, so I graduated my master's in summer of last year, and I said to myself I was going to do influencing for a year, and I just realised quite quickly that I didn't have enough purpose with just social media as my job, just quite lonely. And so I spent a whole morning updating my CV with the intention of pinging it out to journalism outlets. I actually wanted what you're doing now. That was my dream job. And I've been doing, throughout my influencing, a lot of secondhand stuff. So I did a Depop charity shop in lockdown and sold 2,500 items, people giving me their clothes. So a lot of my following, people knew me from secondhand. I spent every Saturday promoting a different secondhand shop across London. So that was my sort of Instagram niche. And so that's how my co-founder found me. He'd been doing something similar with children's wear. He sent me an email at lunch just as soon as I'd finished updating my CV. So I actually never had to send my CV out to anyone. But I didn't get the humbling experience of a million no's by firing out to lots of journalism outlets.
And talk us through kind of the process from, somebody deciding, okay, I want to sell this piece of clothing, it's going to use The Cirkel. Yeah. I believe you pick up the items?
Yeah, so either we'll collect the items from you or you can send them to us. We will then quality check them, price them up, shoot them in actually where this rail is, we'll shoot them here. And then we will put them online, market them, push them on social media, store them securely in our warehouse, give them a good old clean. and then dispatch them to their new owner.
Amazing. And the cleaning process that you use is super sustainable. Talk us through that.
Yeah. Our warehouse uses ozone cleaning. So it's this ozone gas that decontaminates fabrics, which in turn reduces the use of water. And within water, all the negative environmental impacts of detergents, which would otherwise just get released. So it prevents that, which is really cool. I had not actually heard of it before starting the business.
Absolutely. I think it's so needed. And I think, nowadays with microplastics in water, it's something that people need to be so aware of.
Yeah.
What do you think is really kind of stopping people from taking the plunge into shopping more sustainably?
I think a lot of it is ease. I think that people perceive shopping secondhand to be more time consuming. You go through charity shops, and unless you enjoy the hunt, if you want something quick and easy and a quick fix, that's not going to be the obvious answer. I think people misconstrue it to be dirty or unclean, and the idea of wearing something that someone else has worn before, some people have a barrier about that. And that's why we're constantly trying to think, we're just trying to compete with new. So we don't compare ourselves to an eBay, we compare ourselves to a Net-a-Porter, in order to try and mask that stigma.
So the Cirkels' mission is to reduce the amount of fast fashion by making second choice everyone's first choice.
Yes.
Talk us through this and how, as a consumer, you can kind of put this at the forefront of everything that we're doing.
Making it feel really an elevated, enjoyable consumer experience is one way to get people to go automatically. I think it's about a habit change as well. So Secondhand September was quite a good opportunity for people to just try only shopping secondhand and hopefully then break the cycle and create a habit of a lifetime. So it's just about giving it a go. And I think also, if you buy an item from us and it's a great experience, then you trust the process, and it's about creating that trust with our buyers. In order that they come to us first before then resorting to buying new.
And do you have kind of any tips yourself, as someone who is into sustainability, how, as a consumer, maybe you can slowly start to change your habits? It's obviously never going to be a quick overnight change.
No, and also I'd be lying if I said it was an easier option, because it's not. Because within secondhand, I actually think it's a bit of a blessing and a curse. There is only one item often, so you might fall in love with something and it's not in your size, or the stuff that's in your sizes aren't what you're into, your style, but it means that when you do get the item, the endorphin release is catastrophically better. That's a negative word, isn't it? That's an oxymoron. But it's so much more fun, and you treasure that item so much more, and the value and the amounts you wear it, and I think that becomes addictive. So it's about just people, trust me, just do it once and you'll get locked in.
And I think, I'm the first to admit this, that I love just scrolling through and looking at different clothes and trying to find those items. Yeah. I think what's so great about the Cirkel is, you can type in red top and those kind of options come up. So it's great for people to have your scrolling fix.
Yeah. And we get new items. We've got new items going up online every day. So you can just come every day for 5 minutes, give a quick check on what's new in. And no doubt you will find something.
And obviously you have such a large community now that follow the Cirkel.
Yeah, it's growing.
And are part of this kind of journey. And I can only imagine some of the finds and gems that you've come across. So you're going to have to let us in on what's been your favourite find and kind of that gem piece for you.
For me, actually, it was the other day, this Anine Bing suit came in and it just fit like a glove. So that was a lock-in. These are some of my favourites actually behind. I'm so surprised this Steen Goya hasn't gone, because she's the most beautiful lime green. I suppose she's quite out there, isn't she, as a colourway, but she's stunning. And I am really into bright colours at the moment. But yeah, there are quite a few pieces that come in, and it takes a lot of self-restraint not to just nab them. But I also put a lot of my own stuff on there, and that's actually the main reason I got into secondhand. Was I like to keep my wardrobe economically circular. So I only buy something if I've sold something to make that cash. So I never tuck into my basic salary. My wardrobe funds itself. Okay,
that's a really interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, because also if you buy this, so for example, if you buy this Steen Goya dress and you've bought her on resale value, so I don't know, 140 quid, it won't, if you keep it in the same nick, it will retain its value. So you sell it for what you bought it for.
At the moment, there's a huge kind of spotlight on what the reselling kind of platforms can be doing to be more size inclusive. What's your kind of take on this, and what's the Cirkel doing to kind of combat this?
Yeah, it's actually, we found that to be a challenge. All our stuff is on consignment basis, so none of it is our stock. We just sell what people give us, and we have found a real lack of bigger sizing coming into the studio. And we've tried to look into this because we want to be as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. And this is a big, wall barrier to people being able to use our platform. So we did some research. We went to a panel actually where Callie Thorpe spoke, and she was talking about how, she's, I think, size 22 or 24, and there just aren't the clothes created by brands in her size, and so when she comes across something that she loves, she holds on to it. Why would she want to sell something on when there's no guarantee that she can then buy a similar outfit again? So it's a really tricky one because we don't create the stock ourselves, and I think it's one of those things that comes from the top and trickles down to the second-hand industry, and it's really a shame because we definitely want to be circulating more plus-size clothing, and we do have. We're getting there, but there's just not as much out there, so trying to access it is just trickier.
What are the future plans for the Cirkel?
Main thing is just continue to grow. We want to have impact, and to have impact you need to be big, and we want to be people's first go-to for both shopping. Always check us first before you resort to new, but also to alleviate the challenges of selling and unlocking probably the most underutilised resource in the average household, which is unworn clothes.
So talk us through some of the pieces that really stand out that you really can't buy on the high street anymore.
Okay, this blazer, every day I look at it and think you're going to come home with me, and then she's still here. This blazer is from Karl Lagerfeld. The legacy of Karl effectively lives on forever in these clothing. Yeah. It's just divine.
And these are now finite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, and this actually is really exquisite. It's quite unique. You'd need the right event, but it's like it is brand new with tags, Emporio Armani, and it's got the most exquisite pleated black. So it's little pieces like that you just won't find just walking down the high street, but also you are getting it for a bargain. It's brand new with tags, and that would cost in the 4 digits.
And in terms of brands that work really well and sell really fast, what kind of brands are you seeing pop up a lot?
I think that the sort of higher end high street, so we actually do sell the sort of Free People, but it's more those mid-range brands like the M&M, the Bash, the Marge, Ganni, they all sell really, really well. And I actually think that if you're going to buy new, those are the sort of brands you actually want to be investing in. They are more expensive, but they retain their value on the resale platform, and they just last longer. I think quality over quantity always.
We love clothes. We're not telling people to stop shopping. Fashion doesn't go away just because there's climate change. Eliza and I, we're obsessed with clothes. So if you're going to buy it second hand. And I think that's where buying the slightly high value pieces does it. Well, not only a bit for the planet, but also a bit for the wallet.
Trends nowadays, no new item is the first of its kind anymore, unless we'd be going out in like some weird astronaut suit. Everything has been done before. All trends now are trends that have been inspired from another era. So those pieces are out there, and if anything, we can offer the originals.
Typically, brands wanted to make money, so they bring out new stock season in, season out.
True.
Whereas actually, I think it's a lot more about finding your own style. And I think Callie Thorpe spoke about that a lot at the panel we went to. It's not what people think you should wear, it's what you want to wear. So actually invest in something you love.
But you can definitely, with trends nowadays, you can shop your own wardrobe to follow them. You can make it work, or you can invest in one piece that's on trend, and then it just elevates and converts the rest of your pieces.